Hi guys, um, welcome to this lecture. Let me share my screen. One second, let me find it first. Bring it here so I can look at my screen. Right, I'll share it. All right, nice. So today's lecture is about the chemistry. So we are going to look into the chemical uh, components of life. Yeah, our life is built on a lot of chemical features, chemical features, yes. So so what are we going to learn today? So with this one, I'm going to cover this topic in several smaller like video. And so we aim to talk about the basic like fundamental composition of matter, all of things that you can see here, all the matters. And so we want to look at those matters. So basically, like your skin, like glasses, like everything, like anything that physically present. So those are the matters, matter. And this matter can break down into the very fundamental part, which is the atom. Okay, we're going to look at that. So we're going to look at the atom, and basically the collection of these atoms are elements. So for example, skin can have a skin like cells, and cell can break it down into a cell membrane, and yeah, so those are the matters, elements. And so we will look into the elements. Elements basically are collectively the atoms. Atoms collection become compound molecules, and their collection, their bondings can have different kind of chemical bond. We kind of talk about the bonds, chemical bonds, including the ionic bond, covalent bonds, and so these two are stronger bonds. There are weaker bonds, such as hydrogen bonds. So we are going to talk about how these atoms or elements form compounds or molecules and those bonds. And then we talk about the chemical reaction, and then when we talk about the chemical reaction, we will involve how chemical may combine together or break it apart and to form a new product. And with this one, there will be energy transition. So we're going to talk about this energy um, involved in those chemical reaction. Energy can be stored in the chemical bond. You provide energy so they can bond together. You break down the chemicals, they release those energy. And then when they release energy, it usually appear as heat, the temperature, increase the temperature in the environment. Just like you burn a paper, so or wood, like wood. And the wood, you burn it, it generate heat, and then it get dissolved in a way. Yeah. And so after that, we're gonna talk about two major type of the two major class of the molecule or compound in our world. One class is called inorganic compound. So these inorganic compounds are the compounds it doesn't form. It's not the major form to form live material. And live material like skin, hair, sorry, don't really have too much hair when I'm talking about hair. Like cells, like blood, like so those are the organic compounds. So we will talk about the inorganic first. So this inorganic, like water, is important in the body, but is not organic. So water is an important one, but the water by itself is not, doesn't form life. Salt is, important. Acids, we're gonna talk about that. Acid and base. Yeah, we're gonna talk about those. Inorganic. Then we are going to talk about the organic compounds. And the organic compounds, there are four major types in human body. And so from there, we gradually move on into from the chemical into the building blocks for life. So those four major, four organic compounds are proteins. All right, so this is important. You need to take protein so you can build your own protein. Carbohydrates, important. Uh, this the major form of the uh, your calorie in a way, like your food. Calorie is the energy that your body will consume and to build your body's energy. Lipids are very important. And nucleic acid is also very important. So these four major type of the organic compounds in human body. Yeah, so we're gonna talk about that. So in the first one, we're gonna go over that, and then I have another slide and to talk about just the organic portion. Yeah, so let's start it. So the very first one is to answer the fundamental composition of the matter is the element. Yeah, so this element. So elements are basic stuff. This is one element, two elements. So what's element? Element basically is the collection of the atom. So an atom is very fundamental thing. Atom cannot be break down further. And when you break down, no way that you can break down, but it's not like easy way you can break down an atom. Like for example, gold is an atom. And there's no way that you can form a gold. Otherwise, you will be very rich, right? You can form gold, uh, and or like iron, or like copper, or like those are atom, and collectively that's element. Like a stick of gold, it's very expensive now, and so that's the basic stuff. Like you have no way to form it, you have no way to break it up. It's not exactly no way, but it's very, very difficult to do that. Yeah. So here is the basic element. Elements are atoms, it's just collectively. Uh, Oxygen is an atom. Here we go. So here is the atomic property of the element. So each one of these is an atom, right? And but a group of atom, same atom, but collectively, that's element. It's just like, yes. So, so here, let me go back to here. An element is pure substance consisting of only one type of atom, right? So it's element. Atom make up elements. So atom is the primary thing. It's just collectively that's element. If you have a collection only one type of atom, you have an element. Yeah, so that's just it sounds like just singular or plural, like one thing or many of the same thing. Yeah. So elements, atom, this. And so these are important elements in human body. Oxygen, you can see that the symbol is O, carbon is C, hydrogen H, nitrogen N. These are very important. Oxygen, you can see that 65% of body, H2O, for example, is water. Majority of the body mass is water. H2O contain O, contain H. H2O is not atom. H2O is water. Water is a compound. We're gonna talk about that. But just H2O contains three atom. H, 2H plus an O. Yeah. Phosphorus, P, potassium, K, sulfur, S, sodium, Na, chloride, Cl, magnesium. So these are the primary thing. And so basically we will get this from the earth. Earth, you have oxygen, carbon, hydrogen. Yeah. So you get that. And then those are the elements. Very important. Some other things are also very important, but the amount is much, much less. Much less. But they are still important. So here is the element. I think you learned this one in your like high school already, like very basic chemistry, but you can see that these are the atoms. And yeah, okay. So here is the periodic table, and I show you that each of these element, but actually just atom. Yeah. So two or three atoms combined can form a compound. So here is element. Single one is an atom. Collectively, that's the element. Single atom or group of atoms, same atoms, that's element. When you have several form chemical bond, then it's not impossible to break it. Atom is difficult to form or break it, but compound is a collection. Then they form chemical bond, and those are called compound. Two different atoms joined together called compound. You can have mixture of compound, element, uh, atoms together. That's mixture. So, so when you have two or more atoms bound together, is a compound or an element, sorry, or a molecule. That two things are very similar. If we want to see that if we want to like argue that what is a molecule or what is compound, basically a compound is talking about something that's come from different elements. H2O is a compound. Or a molecule can be come from come from two or more atoms, whether that's the same atom or not, such as O2. In a way, O2 you can say that is the element because it's collectively it's just O, 2O. But these two O form chemical bond. So in nature, you hardly see, most likely you see O2. You don't see single O or three O. You most likely see two O together because they form chemical bond. And so here is an example of the H2O, very common, probably the most common compound in human body, or you can say molecule in the body. Yeah. So here is the H2O. This is the chemical structure 1O2H. And here you can see that it formed this covalent bond. So O, you have, if you look at the periodic table right here, let me just zoom in so I can see it better. My vision is not that good either. I don't know about you, but I'm not. Yeah, so here. So you can see that here you have eight electron basically. So let's go back to here. So eight electron. And so if you remember, just use O as the example. I'm not going to focus too much on the chemistry. This is not chemistry class. We just want to spend like an hour or two, and then we're done with this one. So here, eight. So this one has um, eight neutron, eight proton, and eight electron. So here is our eight electron. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. And so when you have eight electron, it basically you have two in the inner one, and then you start. So is a electron has different shell. The very center is only two, and then you build, and the light uh outer one has you can have more. You can put the outer one. So here outer one you have one, two, right? Three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Right? And then here, so here, one, two, right? Three, four, five, six. Then seven and eight right here. So those come from the oxygen, and hydrogen provide you with one electron. So that one electron can pair with the oxygen electron. So these two, you need to have two electron to form a re resonance. Yes. So they will like dance together in a way. So you need to have two to dance together. And so oxygen provide one, hydrogen provide the other one. So these two dance together, and when they dance together, these two bond together. So this is covalent bond. And oxygen provide one, hydrogen provide the other one. And so with this is perfect because oxygen has two can be separate, and then each one dance with the electron provided by hydrogen. Yeah. So we just bring back to the normal size feed page. So that's that. So that's perfect. So you have then you have in the outer one, you have a total of uh paired electron right here. Paired electron with hydrogen, paired electron with hydrogen here. So that's perfect. And that form a compound O in the center, H2O. Yeah, so that's a compound. This bond, this bond is formed by hydrogen donate one electron, oxygen donate one electron, and these two electrons dance together. So it's both contribute one electron. And when you have both contribute one electron, one contribute one, the other one contribute the other one, that is covalent bond. And this is strong bond, all right? It's very difficult to break H2O to one H, one O. It's very difficult to break because they dance together. When they dance together, it's very difficult to break them apart. So that lead us to talk about the chemical bond. So the covalent bond is a strong one. H2O is example. Atoms share pairs of valence. Covalence. Means cooperation. Valence means like very outer portion of the electron shell. Uh, and so that is a strong bond. This is strong bond. It's difficult to break. O2 is naturally just two O together form a O2. H2O together form H2O. Yeah. So that's correct. Another bond is called ionic bond. An ionic bond is different. Ionic bond doesn't it's not uh like each provide one electron and then dance together. It's not like that. So uh for example, so here ionic bond is that one just give away the electron and the other one just take in the electron. So only one contribute the electron, the other one doesn't contribute. For example, NaCl. NaCl with this bond, it's a strong bond only when it's dry. It's like it's no water. If you put this one in water, they separate. Yeah. So this is a strong bond in only in the solid state, not in the liquid state. So NaCl. And if you dissolve NaCl to the water, you got Na plus and Cl minus. We will look at that. Then the metallic bond is very common in the metal, electric, just circulating around. It allow the conduction, allow the electric conduction. Uh, yeah. We don't really see this one in human body, but we commonly see it like in natural, like uh iron, like here. This is what's that? Right? This is the metal, and this connection, this holding is by the metallic 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 bond. And then there's a weak bond. Weak bond basically is one example of the weak bond is the hydrogen bond. This is most commonly viewed, commonly observed weak bond. So that's major bond. Only these two are strong bond. And the metallic bond, we don't really see that in human body. Hardly see that. I don't think we have anything in metallic. We are not made by metal. Um, and the weak bond is commonly seen, but that's weak bond, hydrogen bond. Yeah. So here is covalent bond, H2, H2 is a covalent bond. So H provide one electron, H provide one, and these two electrons dance together. O2 also, O donates. This one has two dance together, so they dance together. H2O, okay, CO2, same thing. This one basically is a double bond. O donates two, and the C donate two. These two dance together, these dance together. So when you have electron dance together, then this difficult to separate. They become difficult to separate, and they contain energy. Yeah. Covalent bond. For example, you have the hydrogen bound together. It's a single bond. You have one electron bound together, and then O2 is double bond. You have electron dance together and electron dance together. You basically form two covalent bond. And same thing with the CO2. Also H2O, we just saw the H2O earlier, right here, H2O. H2O also is a covalent bond right here, covalent bond. So that's that. Ionic bond is NaCl, for example. Na has one extra electron. Cl, you can see outer shell is pretty full, but it's not completely balanced. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 is not balanced. It's difficult to make it balanced. You have to have in the inner shell, you have 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 1, 2. Yeah. So it's difficult to be balanced. And so this one has outer shell, has one electron, they can donate it. And so it can, Na will lose one, Cl collect one. It's not like both contribute one electron. It's one donate, the other one take it. And so Na become Na plus, Cl becomes Cl minus, and because plus minus, they attract to each other and they bond together. But this bond only present in the solid state. When you put this one in the water, they dissolve. Salt is crystal. All right. So because of this NaCl, they attract to each other. It's difficult to break only when it's solid. But if you dissolve in the water, they separate. Yeah. When they separate, you have the cation right here. A positive charge is the, where is that? Cation. I think, what do we mention about that? Do we mention about it? So this is cation, CAION. This is anion. Here we go. Cation, sodium cation, right? Ki, Kate ion, ionic bond. And this is anion right here, anion. So yeah, so when you dissolve in the water, you have two ion. One is positive ion called cation. The other one is negative ion is called anion. This become the electrolyte. So salt is important for body to have this electrolyte. We use it in many different areas in human body. Then hydrogen bond is a weak bond. So basically when you have the uh like hydrogen in a compound that has some uh positive charge. Yes. And so it can be attractive to a negative charge atom of another compound. So this is a force between two compounds or force between two molecules. So we call it intermolecular force. Maybe I can some example. For example, water. So this OH, right? So H donate an electron to the oxygen. Oxygen donates electron. So these two dance together. When hydrogen donate one electron, hydrogen do not have anyone anymore. Hydrogen has only one electron. So when they donate it, they don't have electron. And when hydrogen do not have the electron, hydrogen become, because electron is a negative charge, and so hydrogen become appear to be positive end. So H2O is called polarized. O has electron, so this O side is pretty much negative. H side is more positive, so this positive can be attracted to another O, which is negative. Yeah, so or here, hydrogen, negative, O positive, sorry, H positive, H positive, O negative electron here. And so this attraction is called hydrogen bond. Yeah. This is a weak bond. This one is easy to break. You can break down water molecule easy. This one is easy. But water molecule, when you put together, they f- they attract to each other. So in the water surface, there is tension. So um, that's because they all connect together with this hydrogen bond. But it's not that difficult to just break it apart. So that's chemical bond. So when we have these chemical together, we can further talk about the chemical reaction. Yeah. So all right. So chemical reaction. One simple chemical reaction that I like to bring to you is very something that we commonly see, such as burning the wood, right? So, or you can probably don't burn the wood, but you burn paper, right? If you burn paper or just burn something, right? So, so this is one example. So if you ever like what have the like uh training about the fire, you know that fire first you need to have the substance that can be burned. Second is that you need to provide the oxygen and then temperature. And so this is that kind of the chemical reaction as an example of the chemical reaction. So here you can have a sugar. So sugar is the carbohydrate. And so the very basic form of the carbohydrate is the sugar C6H12O6. So that's the chemical, that's the compound, right? The formula of that compound. And then you add with the oxygen, uh, oxygen in the air. You have the sugar, you have the oxygen. They don't react. unless you provide it with the temperature, then they react. When they react, you will end up have CO2 and water. And so this is a reaction. One example. So we have the one side, then produce something on the other side. So here are some terminology. We call those compounds involved in the reaction. We call them reactants. You can also call them substance. So these two words are very commonly viewed. Uh, in the biology, we commonly call it substance. Yeah. Um, but in chemistry, we call them reactants. And then the product that it produces, we just call them the products. Yeah. So sugar, oxygen in this chemical reaction, these two are the reactants or the substance. Um, Sodium chloride are the reactants. The product is a salt, right? So NaCl. Uh, yeah. And then the products right here, the substance produced. So these are substance. These are reactants and then products. There are several factors can influence this chemical reaction. As I mentioned before, temperature could involve it, right? So if the temperature is not high enough, you cannot trigger that reaction. Another thing is the property of the reactants right here. Reactants, if you has the powder form, or you have the like wood, if it's solid wood, or you break apart smaller piece can be easier to conduct this chemical reaction. It's easier to perform this chemical reaction. So the property of the reactants also play a role there. Concentration and the pressure. So sometimes higher pressure, easier to conduct reaction. Uh, for example, cooking. Cooking is a chemical reaction. Uh, you basically try to provide the temperature, and also sometimes we have the pressure cooker, so we can dissolve some of these chemicals so to enhance that reaction. Or in human body, those are all very important. Our body need to maintain a certain temperature so chemical reaction can be conducted. Our body also has certain concentration of these reactants, so those can be conducted. Pressure, like your fluid pressure, are very important. Your blood pressure is very important for those chemical reaction. Uh, More importantly, there are enzymes. So, for example, these reaction, you can provide with the enzyme. They will enhance this reaction. Uh, in or catalyst. Catalyst is the term in the chemistry. In body, uh, the enzymes are proteins. So human body produce different kind of protein. This protein enzyme, protein has different function. Um, One of the function is to serve as an enzyme. Yes. And so that can facilitate chemical reaction. Here is an example of the enzyme. So this one is the enzyme, is a protein. Protein can help with this chemical reaction. So for example, this chemical have two pieces. You want to break it apart, it won't break apart. For example, your um, let's say sugar. Sugar, you can eat it, but sugar has a glucose and fructose, they cannot break apart unless you have the enzyme. Your human body produce the enzyme. With the enzyme, then you can break it apart. And then you have the glucose and the sucrose. And then glucose become smaller. You can absorb them into your body. If you don't break apart, you cannot take it into your body. You can eat, but all the way down, you just poop it out. Only when you have this enzyme, you can break that sucrose apart. Sucrose is the table uh, sugar. Basically, it's a sugar that you eat. It's not. It's even though it's very small. It depends. It require an enzyme to break it apart. And where is the enzyme come from? Enzyme produced from your cell, your body, that is a protein. Yeah. So that's that. So here is another example. So you can have the enzyme to break apart a molecule, or you can have the enzyme to to combine two molecules together here, two molecules together. For example, you want to build your muscle, you need to collect different components and then put together, then to form a muscle. And so this you need an enzyme. Otherwise, these two they can bind together, but without the enzyme, they cannot. So human body use enzyme to uh to support or to facilitate chemical reaction. And from here, you can see that chemical reaction in human body basically has two different way. One is to break things apart. The other one is to put things together. So human body basically do these two things. You need to break things apart. For example, you need to right here. Let me go down here. You can see that. Oh, not here. Damn. Sorry. Not here. So you basically need to break things apart, which is, for example, you need to eat. So break things apart. Then you can absorb it. And then after the absorption, you need to put things together to build your body. Yes. So that's that. And the chemical process um, can have the reaction that is going to release energy to generate heat. And that reaction is called exo. Exo versus indo. Indo means coming in, absorb heat. Exo means release heat. Exothermic reaction release heat. So that with that one, you right here, so these reactants. So any like a chemical reaction can be either releasing the heat or absorbing temperature. And so you can see that right here, two reactants or several reactants uh, go through the process, uh, can either release heat, the energy drop, which is called exothermic reaction, or it can absorb uh, energy. You need to provide with energy, and this energy help to form the chemical bonds. And so you can see that. However, you still need to, even though it's either exothermic reaction or endothermic reaction, you need to provide something that it can conduct it. We can either give it more energy first in that to initiate that process, or we can provide it with the enzyme. Yeah. So here is the exothermic reaction that it will release release the temperature. Uh, Typical example is to burn the carbohydrates, and you got CO2 and water, and that release the temperature, generate the heat. That's how we like have the heater, right? Heater is like, or you have lights up the wood, and it provide you with the energy. But to you need to light it up, right? So you need to provide it with something, increase the temperature a little bit, and then it can start to release that chemical, release that energy for you. So that's the exothermal. Yeah. And then and so with this one, we understand that they are chemicals, they are compounds can store energy. And for example, this one can store energy. So after this reaction, it release energy. So we know that glucose is the one that these compounds is several carbon, several H, several O. This all together, this large thing, even though it's a small thing, carbohydrates, store energy. And then if you do the reaction, it becomes CO2 and H2O. It release energy. And so we call this kind of like compound or molecule the high energy molecule or high energy compound right here. And so this is valuable thing. So our body need energy. We can just acquire those and to provide our bodies with energy. And in fact, carbohydrates is the primary substance that our body use for our body to get energy. Yeah, so that's why you need to eat carbohydrates to get energy. Yeah, and the energy provided from your body, the energy you acquire from these carbohydrates can produce CO2, so you can breathe out CO2. And this reaction, you need to O2. So you take O2 in and then burn the carbohydrates, and then you get the energy. And you'll have the body temperature. So that basically is a very simple version of our body function. You need to eat glucose uh, and breathing O2. And then this reaction with the enzyme, then you get the energy, and then you breathe out CO2. Yes, so that's that. So they are high energy molecule. Carbohydrates is one of those, right? Such as carbohydrates, right here, including glucose. Glucose is carbohydrates. Lipid, proteins, basically major organic molecule are high energy molecule. Yeah, so those that. Uh, in human body, we can convert. You eat the carbohydrates, you eat the lipid, you eat protein. You can convert the energy from this molecule to form ATP. So in human body, we convert those and store those energy in the form that is the chemical bonds of the adenosine triphosphate. So ATP is the fuel for your cell. Carbohydrates is a fuel for your body, but your body don't use carbohydrate directly. Your body use ATP. So basically, these carbohydrates is the currency that you can collect from the world. When you run in your body, the currency is not carbohydrates. The currency is ATP. When cell exchange their energy or store their energy, they store the energy as ATP, adenosine triphosphate. So that is a primary energy form and a similar molecule, but the primary one is ATP. ATP, you have one adenosine and the three phosphate. So you can imagine that this adenosine has 1, 2, 3. So its phosphate bond is actually contains high energy. So ATP, you have 3. If you break it down to ADP, D is diphosphate, you release large energy. And so ATP is the high energy molecule for cells. So that's how our body do. Our body will eat. You need to eat carbohydrates, breathe in oxygen, and your body use these two to burn in a way. The way that we burn it is not just burn it, we have the mitochondria to use it, and it will convert the energy to form ATP. And the ATP are stored in our cell. Our cell use that ATP as the energy source for many different cellular process. Yeah, and then you breathe out CO2, basically. You do have some water, but this water amount is not enough. Your body, about 70% of your body mass is water. So this one produce a little bit water, but you need to drink water. This water amount is very little. It's not enough. Yeah, but it does produce a little bit water. So that is the basic stuff for the chemical reaction. And then we just need to cover two things, just like I told you earlier, the learning objective. We learn about the elements, we learn the atoms, we learn the compound, we learn the chemical bond, ionic bond, covalent bond, hydrogen bond. This low low energy bond, hydrogen bond is intermolecular bonds. And so we learned that, okay, some compounds contains high energy and some chemical reaction release energy. Some chemical reaction store energy, and those ones store energy as the chemical bond. And so some compound has a lot of these chemical bonds store a lot of energy. A lot of these organic compounds are high energy molecule. And so later we're gonna talk about the ionic compounds and organic compounds. So let's just take a break and we continue on these two major things. All right, just hang tight, have a cup of water, and we'll be back.